Let's fill in all the tea. The tea! I'm like excited about this one. Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Melanie, and today we are gonna just chill out with my red raspberry rebel. We added some shine to it. Don't really know if you can see it really, but it's one of my favorite drinks. We're gonna spill some boy tea. Cheers. Let's fill in all the tea. December 2023, so last month. Christmas is kind of boring for me. Holidays are kind of sad now, at least in this season of life. That's just like how I've felt over the last few years. It's okay, it's just how it is. I just like hope someday it's better, so I just try not to be upset and just hope someday it won't feel that way. I kind of wasn't expecting anything on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and just was kind of thinking normal life stuff. And that's not what happened. At the Christmas Eve service, I met a guy. I realized he's a little too young for me, but you guys, there's more tea now. I don't know if he like accidentally said his wrong age or not, because he was telling me his siblings and one of their ages was the same as his. So I don't know if he has like a twin or if he said the wrong age because he's the oldest, because he said him and his brother had like the same age, and I'm thinking, huh? I don't know. I'm a little confused at the moment, because if he's a little bit older, like I'd pursue it, but if he's younger, I just don't feel like I should, because like when you're a different age, like you're just in different times and different places of your life, and I've never wanted an age gap relationship. My mom and dad, like when they were originally together, they had like a 10-year age gap, and that always just weirded me out. So that's just like how I feel, but I don't know each other all that well, and I'm confused with the age thing now, so I don't know. But then you guys, the tea! I'm like excited about this one. Jim Boy told me Merry Christmas on Christmas Day, and I'm thinking back to back tea? I'm like, these 2 days are typically the most boring, kind of worst essentially days of my life, and I'm like, not this past year. It's just crazy. But see, for me, like I was really negative. Like I was like, why is he all of a sudden reaching out to me on Christmas? Because I'm thinking like we hadn't talked, and last I did he didn't responded. I don't know. So I was telling one of my friends, like, why did I get a message on Christmas? Like being all skeptical. She was such a savage with me. She was like, Mel, because he was thinking of you. I'm like, shush. I didn't think about it like in a positive light, honestly. I really just thought like, why is he thinking of me? What's he up to? What's he scheming? But with the gym boy, there's more tea now. I sent him a video of like me at my friend's gym because I happened to be working out with her. So I was like, ha ha ha, like, because we're gym friends, essentially, because we have our gym friend group. I just sent it to him in a separate chat, obviously with him. It was just like, tee-hee, abandoned my gym for a bit, like betrayed it. And he was like, oh, I had to betray it because gym boy moved out of state now. So he's not too far from me, but he's not in state anymore. When he was in state, he was still a little bit of ways from me, but not too bad. But now he's a little bit more ways, but again, not too bad. He doesn't go to my gym anymore. And I told him like, I get it completely, like that makes sense. But then I was also sad. I didn't even expect a response, but this was on New Year's Eve. Like he responds to me saying like, oh my gosh, like I'm in Florida. I was like, oh, so sorry, like by the way, like sending the video late, because I was hanging with my friend and I didn't get home till midnight. And so when he responded, I was like, sorry by the way for like getting back to you so late with the video, like just because I was with my friend earlier. Well, in low-key I needed to edit like the beginning and the end clips. That's like the video editor nerd of me. I wasn't gonna just full send it. Jim Boy was super sweet, and he was like, you're all good, like Florida's 3 hours ahead. And I was like, okay, cool. Talked for a bit, and then New Year's Day he had to end up in the hospital, and he messaged me that, and I remember just being like, why did he like tell me that? First off, I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I hope he's okay. We haven't talked since, because my heart just goes out to him, and I hope he's gonna be okay, because like that just sucks to start the top of the year. You're in Florida, you're having a fun time, next second you're in the hospital. I've never had like a guy like tell me like he was in the hospital, and I've always like romanticized something like that. So I'm like, why are you telling me this? Like for me to think of you because he's thinking of me, because literally my friend is like, girl, no matter what, he's definitely thinking of you. And I was like, I'm dead. I'm like, I appreciate it, but I really hope he's doing okay. If I don't hear from him this next weekend before I start school, I'm actually literally going to phone call him. Also going into the new year, I wasn't gonna talk about it because it really wasn't a thing, and it never was a thing, but it's a thing, kinda. There's a guy I guess I went to high school with. Would have been like, I was a senior, he was a sophomore, so he's a couple years younger than me. Because he was a sophomore, I never knew any sophomores when I was a senior. I only really knew the people a grade above me and a grade below me. Everyone else younger, there was only a few people, but not that many. And back when I was a freshman, it was different. I knew a lot more upperclassmen. When like I was a senior, I didn't really know that many. Well, the upperclassmen like were always so sweet to me. So that was why probably. And then when I was upperclassman, I was so shy. There was a guy I was kind of talking to, but like I say kind of as in like it was barely anything. I already like stalked him on socials, and I had a feeling he wasn't the one for me, but then he seemed like he was close with his family, and I thought that was cool. Originally went into it rejecting him because I'm just like focused on college right now, but then weirdly enough, naturally we just kind of hit it off, and I kind of thought he was cute, but I also wasn't really sure. He like confessed like he thought I was really beautiful, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm really hitting it off with him. He's really cute. Over text, he would do like a smiley face really cutely, kind of. I don't, that's not even a word, but like, you know, he would do something different with his smiley faces, and I thought it was like really cute and like melted me, I told him. I was like, I'm just gonna full send say that. So then we exchanged numbers and hung out, actually all on the same day, which was great because that's where the tea is headed. It's like over text he was one guy and in person he was another. The vibe was not there. He like cussed a little like over text, and I don't know, not like I want to be with a guy that cusses all the time, but if it's like cussing at something, implying something, not like at someone or not at me directly, but I don't know. I'm like, do I let it slide? I don't really know. But this guy, when we were like full on in person, he was cussing every sentence and using these really like vulgar like words and was inappropriate with his language, and it just made me think like how if we were to be in a relationship, like he would handle everything so poorly and be so toxic. I feel like just now being 25, I know what I want and I'm not gonna waste my time. I feel like if I was in the younger 20s, I definitely would have given him another chance and then would have kicked him to the curb, where like this time around I definitely was gonna kick him to the curb because he like wasn't worth my time. What was the cherry on top was that he actually made fun of my fitness like workout routine. He said he didn't. It's like we cleared that up, but it came across that way to me. It felt really disrespected. So like, yeah, I felt like over text he was one guy and then in person he was another. So I would tell him like I work out at the gym and do treadmill like 30 to 60 minutes depending on how I feel. He would think like I would full send like run the whole 30 minutes. And I'm thinking, dude, you're not even like listening to me. Like I run some of it, but I speed walk most of it. I just felt like he was like judging me and we were just not vibing anyways. So I was like, you know what? I gotta get to the gym. So then I feel proud of myself because I got my workout. I was like gonna ghost him for a little bit. Not the whole time. I'm not a ghoster. I've ghosted in the past, but then once I experienced it with my ex-boyfriend, I really try my hardest not to ghost. I'm really good with it now. I needed like some space because I was gonna work out. This guy, oh my gosh, he starts sending a heart emoji like, oh, we're gonna be this thing, and it's just like, no, okay. So that's when it got to a point where I needed to respond. You'll see from the text of like him being like, hope your workout goes well, and I'm thinking, you're low-key judging me, so no, I'm not gonna talk to you. It's like what I'm thinking, and then he's sending this whole apology thread, and just like, do I believe you? Are you genuine? But I just knew he wasn't my person, and I didn't like the language he would use when we would just like talk, because he would just like cuss about people he knew, and he would cuss like every second. It was so funny too because like his parents would tell him, he said like, oh, my parents tell me I should stop cussing, and I wanted to tell him like, I don't like to like be like I'm on your parents' side with a lot of my friends because I struggle with my parents and it's understandable and it's relatable. But this was like the one time that I was like, actually your parents are right. I'm like, what? But it's so true. He had said in his past a girl ghosted him, which I will say I can understand kind of why she would ghost him because of how he acts, but at the same time like it's weird because it's like, because it's in between, because I've been through ghosting and I've done it too, like it's also not okay. I was the bigger person and just told him it wasn't gonna work out. He said goodbye, and it's like, okay. That's been the start of my new year so far. I didn't expect it to be this eventful with just all these things. And then you guys, I go back to winter term. Subscribe. I am Melanie. Join the Mel's Nation family. I will see you guys when I upload next. Mwah.